Hello. Today I just want to kind of go over a tripod I've been testing out a little bit. This is a Sirui or Sirui, however you want to say it. ST-124 carbon fiber tripod with a VA5 fluid head on it. I've been looking into a lot of tripods to try to upgrade. Been running an aluminum tripod for a long time. And I just figured it was time to, try to get the weight lightened up a little bit. So I shopped around, tried them all, and this is one I am pretty impressed with. I do like it. So we're going to go over it today. Stay tuned. Alright, so just a quick overview and a few, things to highlight on this tripod in particular. The weight is 2.6 pounds with a 1.1 pound head on the VA5. So it comes out to about a little over 3 pounds. It is slightly lighter than my aluminum that I've been using for a long time, which is a Field Optics tripod. If you look back through the gear reviews, I do have a review on that tripod years ago. And it's been a solid tripod for me, but just looking to save a little weight and get a little bit more performance out of my tripod. And this one definitely does that. So let's go through some of the specs. So already went over the weight. This has a height of 62.2 inches. So from the ground, extended out, this thing will be well over my head. I will get a better shot of the height real quick, but just so that you can get an idea of some of the other things on this tripod, we're going to go over that first. Yeah, so just to show you, sure there's plenty of videos out there on the VA5 head. Actually, recently Sirui has developed a new head that is the VA5X, which has a quick release plate lever thing here on it, which looks super nice. I might have to upgrade to that head, we'll see. But this VA5 head's a solid head, it's been around for a long time. But this thing works. It does have a little bit of bounce back to it. I kind of like that. Having on, using heavy optics, it gives a little bit more resistance when stuff is stuck down. So here is your windage knob. Tighten, that'll stay solid. Loosen that, and that sucker rotates nice and smooth. Very nice fluid head. This is your tilt. Beautiful. So this handle here is pretty slick. If you get that guy, you can kind of rotate that wherever you want it. Loosen up a little more, and it will rotate in these little grooves all the way wherever you want it, really. You can run this, if you loosen up enough, you can almost run it. Yeah, you can almost completely run it. Reverse. However you really want to get that in there. Say you're glassing with binos and you want that in the front. Bam, you got that there. Just a beautiful, easy setup on some teeth there. There's your quick release. There's a little bit closer up on the windage. But more on the tripod, the stability is super impressive. Compared to my aluminum that's, filming, it's on the camera right now, this is way more stable and lighter. So what I do like about this thing too is that it has a triangular center column. If you can see that, I'll get some close-up shots on that for you. But the center column is a triangle that allows this tripod to collapse and those legs to sit flat, to where the diameter of these legs is smaller to fit into your pack, whatever. It does have a hook here. This is that triangular center column. So another thing, it has big, nice rubber grips here on these columns, and they are super handy. They feel nice in your hand, really easy to grip. Super simple. I like these over the flip locks, just because the flip locks just take longer to set up, and a lot of times it's a game of time when you're out in the field. Closer look at those rubber legs, the rubber grippers. They're really nice feeling in the hand. You like that? All in all, a great little tripod. So I'll show you throwing a spotter on this. I have the big Vortex Razor spotter, 80mm. So we'll throw that on there and show you just how that handles this. And then also I have a couple other mounts to throw on it for you. So when you get this tripod, it comes with their Sirui Arca plate. That will just slide in there. You have a little calibration thing here, a quick release on the back of that head. So this will kind of move around until you tighten down. There's a side knob here, and that actually comes out, and you can tighten on that screw a little more or less depending on the Arca plate. Since Arca plates that you'll find or you get on other accessories like a gun clamp and stuff can be different. So that's just something to keep in mind, but it has the capability to put pretty much any plate, Arca plate on there. So we're going to throw this Arca plate on the Vortex Razor, and we'll get that. Got to loosen this off. So loosen that. Quick release plate. You'll throw this on the spotter. The one thing interesting about, this is the Arca plate is a little different than a lot of previously I had ran Manfrotto tripod heads and Manfrotto plates on everything. The camera's got a Manfrotto plate, spotter has a Manfrotto plate, but with this Arca system and everybody going to Arca, it is nice that some optics companies are utilizing that that feature. A bigger spotter, 80mm Vortex Razor. It has pretty good, I mean, if it's loose it's going to fall, but I mean it doesn't take much to hold it. Even at extreme angles, you don't even have to crank down on that, which I really like. So this head's good sturdy for good big optics. You can see that holds that there just fine. I mean, glassing is going to be super simple and nice. I have always used a fluid head, so I will never, transition away from that. But there is I don't really love the small knob for your windage adjustment on the tripod. That's kind of annoying, but you'll get used to it the more you use it. And then your elevation here is a bigger knob, which I do like. But it does handle a big spotter really well. This tripod is super stable. It's on a crappy table, but I'll get this table out of the way and kind of show you it on the ground how stable this thing really is. So another feature that this tripod in particular has, I'll get this spotter out of here. You can actually feed the plate in from the back or the front, doesn't matter. It also does have that feature where it has a safety pin in it, to where if you didn't tighten that up and your optics move or your camera, it is not going to fall off of the tripod head, and you're not going to damage your expensive optics or camera setup. So pull that guy off of there, and I'll show you these retractable spikes are pretty slick. So you screw those out, then you have a little spike or a tripod spike at the end to dig into some whatever you need to, rocks, dirt, sand, whatever, mud. But those are handy because on my old tripods they just had stuff like a trekking pole leg where it'd go over, it wears out, and then you're just using the spike all the time. But these are pretty handy. I like that feature on them. So let's get the table out of the way and I'll show you how this thing works, set up. So this is the tripod extended. For reference, I am 6'1", and this will go up to, especially loose in the center column, well up to 62 inches, which is right almost at my nose, and will be over plenty enough for standing with glassing. My previous tripod I do tend to glass standing quite a bit, and I don't know if it's just the way how it's easier for me to focus, but the stability on this is super nice, really hardy. I mean, you can shake it around. I've shook other tripods when they're fully extended, and this one definitely beats out a lot of them, especially lightweight carbon tripods. I tried the Tricer. That head didn't kind of handle that weight as good. the big spotter or a rifle. And then I'm going to take this and show you with the rifle how it can handle that rifle. So this is a clamp. I purchased this on Amazon. This is just like your cheapy $50 gun clamp. It's made of aluminum. It's actually pretty well built and very robust. But it has an ARCA and carved into the bottom of this, so you don't have to put a plate on it, which is pretty handy. The one thing is that it is a little bit bigger than your Sirui plate, so you have to back out the calibration a little bit in order to feed it in there. But other than that, the sucker works on here. And one thing I forgot, since that knob is there on that calibration thing, you want to throw the gun clamp side on the other side. So run that in there, get this calibration perfect, which is kind of a pain. But once you get it in there, depending on what you're doing, you won't have to adjust it. I'm getting this until I put an ARCA plate on my rifle. But anyways, so that's in there. That is solid. Now let's throw a rifle on there and just show you a little bit how this handles the rifle. So this has been my go-to Old Betsy rifle, Remington 700. Use this for everything. But that clamp will just go in there, tighten that sucker up, and then we'll show you. So for windage, I mean, obviously it just can, that's pretty simple. Most tripods are going to be able to be pretty sturdy that way. Next thing, like the biggest thing, is just being able to adjust your tilt and have it stay where you want, especially when you're shooting. And typically in like a hunting situation, say you want that, it's all about playing with that tension a little bit, making sure that thing is going to hold for you. But it is pretty slick. I like this setup. Can't wait to actually try it out this year on Spring Bear. But if you see that, like right here, get that tension locked in, at the right amount, you can make a very steep angle shot. It's, since it has that capability of being so tall, I mean, anybody could shoot this, at any height, standing. You can shoot from the tripod standing very easily. I mean, that's almost too tall for me. But you get the idea. I mean, this thing will work just about right for whatever scenario I'm in. So that's freaking slick. And I really am happy with this tripod. It is a little bit heavier than I expected. So on a backpacking trip or something, this might not be the go-to for me. I'm actually looking at the Sirui SK-0024 for a backpacking tripod. I mean, really, for the price, you can't beat these. These are retail on Amazon for just under 200 bucks. And really, you can't beat that, especially with the tripods on the market now, just getting more and more expensive. This is definitely a great option. I'm definitely going to be using this or the backpacking one exclusively this year. We got a lot of hunts planned. Still waiting for tag applications to come back and results. But this thing is slick, and I am pumped to use it.